table if it earns ya. Say hello to the fire if it burns ya. Say hello to the color of my eyes. Just don't say goodbye, don't be afraid.
Hello YouTube, it is Punk, your favorite weenie commentator, doing a commentary straight from the toilet seat as always. And we are using the crossbow, or predominantly the crossbow. I got this game, and I was noticing I was kicking ass in 6 and zones with the crossbow. So I was like, hell, I'm gonna try that shit out in a free for all. So this is what came up. I actually I got a better game in terms of KDR with the crossbow, but that is stuck on my recent games on the PlayStation because the shit show of the college internet will not allow me to access my PlayStation online at the moment, which is immensely frustrating. So I'm gonna have to wait till like 3 in the morning to get that. But oh well. What I thought I would do with this commentary is I'm a member of the community. I go around and I see the top favorited or the top liked questions and comments and all that good stuff. And I see so many questions that just go unanswered. So many great questions that are really essential to the community, the YouTube Call of Duty community. And one of the most popular I always see is, how old is Woody's gamertag? Now, there are a number of ways to tackle this question, so I'm going to list just a few of the ways that they can go about answering this question on your own time. And one of my favorites is walk to Canada and back and count the number of steps it takes you. that will get you roughly Woody's age. On a scale of 1 to Jackie Chan, how Asian is Kimmy J? How many times has Only Use Me Blade said, sit down? How many times has Ukrainian Limbs quit YouTube? That is also roughly Woody's age. You can count the number of stars in the sky. That's a great way to go about it. You can also count how many times XJaws has been mistaken for Justin Bieber. Or, well, maybe not. That number may be a little too high. I don't think Woody's quite that old just yet. But so maybe not that way. Scratch that. Number of hours Ricky Chops has spent on adult websites. Well, I take that number and I divide it by like 1,000. Hell, 10,000. Because that number, that's shit. That's still maybe 100,000. All right. Count the number of times Kimmy J has gotten with his wife and multiply it by the number of hairs on your head. Because Lord knows the former isn't too high. Anyway, count the number of times you've jacked off to Sandy Ravage gameplay. No lies. Come on, don't cheat yourself short here. Woody's not that young, all right? So those are all great ways to go about it. I'll leave suggestions for other ways to determine Woody's age. The next question, though, we have more questions yet to come. Another really popular question, even more popular than Woody's age, probably, that I see on all the comments. Almost, this is the most popular thumbed up comment I've ever seen, is who would win in a fight between El Presador and the Portuguese water buffalo? Okay, think about this now. There are a lot of factors to consider when determining this. One of the main factors is that El Presador does things the local Inuits, okay, would not be caught dead doing. Alright? Another factor is, number 2, is the Portuguese water buffalo is from fucking Portugal. You don't fuck with Portugal. El Presador has destroyed more trees than days I have been alive. Factor number 4, the Portuguese water buffalo is from fucking Portugal. That's all that matters, really. With El Presador never backs down. He doesn't back down from nothing. Never, son, alright? And finally, the sixth factor is the Portuguese water buffalo. You guessed it. The Portuguese water buffalo speaks fucking Portuguese. In case you didn't know. These are all great factors, but the only factor that really matters, the only factor that's really going to triumph over all other factors is El Presador is 6'2", 246 and 3/4 pounds, a biblical nightmaric beast. Gun on gun, you're done. That's all that matters with that fight, alright? That's all that matters. Next question, another very popular question. Is FPS Russia the same person as FPS Kyle? This has been asked throughout the ages, and to understand this question, we must understand other equally essential questions. And this is the only way we as scholars are going to be able to dissect this question and really get to the core of are they the same person, really? Why doesn't a duck's quack echo? We need to understand, this is crucial, really, very related. What came first, the chicken or the egg? What happens when the unstoppable force meets the immovable object? Does God exist? Can you fall up the stairs? Why is the word small bigger than the word big? And can you answer a question with the question only once? once and only once, when we have determined these questions, only will we be able to understand the true nature between FPS Kyle and FPS Russia. So that's that, really. And our final question is, what the fuck has happened to the MOODIEswede? Okay, this is great actually. Not a lot of people know this about the MOODIEswede, but he's English. You know, he's from England. He lives in England, and he's good friends with the Queen actually. So the Queen has called upon the MOODIEswede, yes, the MOODIEswede, to rescue all the tea and crumpets in all the land, because they've gone missing apparently, and that's really disastrous for the economy up there. Anyway, so he started out in the early morning sporting his bowler hat and umbrella. And the MOODIEswede, he hasn't completed the mission yet, but he's made great strides, He stopped to have a pint of ale at the local cricket match, which was splendid to say the least, and my accent is complete rubbish, but I know, so fuck off. On his way, he discovered the only toothbrush in all of England. He discovered the only toothbrush in all of England. Yes, it does exist, I shit you not. And currently, he's having a spot of afternoon tea and a scone to complement it. Stay tuned for any further updates regarding the MOODIEswede and his journey to rescue all the tea and crumpets in all the land. Oh, Lord. Well, the gameplay's still going, I'm assuming. I haven't actually been watching it, but, that's all. If you guys want to hear more questions answered, or if you enjoy this, I went out on a limb here. I took a little risk. You need commentary, you need gameplay. It's what I try to do here. So I'm not sure how well this will go over, but leave a comment letting me know, alright? And yeah, if you want to see more, or if you have any suggestions or want to add to any of the things I said here, you know, slap that bitch down. And also, if you guys, are there any games you want to play that see me play that are not online? Because currently I struggle so hard to get online. Like, I can only play Call of Duty at 3 in the morning, which isn't fun to say the least, and I can't even get online with Crysis 2. So are there any offline games you'd like to see me play, you'd like me to see me pick up and buy? Let me know. If not, I can continue with the Call of Duty gameplay, but I really can't get Crysis 2 online gameplay, unfortunately, at this time. In 1 month, I'll be back home, and I'll be able to bust out fucking everything. Shit will be going down. So yeah, give me your opinion on that if you have one. If you hated this video, go ahead and leave a dislike, because I don't care. Alright, Punk here. Goodbye. Peace.